Hi guys, I am here for day 5. We've made it to day 5, isn't that exciting? And today we're going to be working on adding some box corners to our zipper pouch. Sorry if it's loud, they just are testing the tornado sirens outside, so not a real tornado, the sky is perfectly clear. Look what I found. I went back and watched the video from yesterday and I had just tossed it in here, and I looked in here on the video but I couldn't find it. So anyways, I found it. So let me do my shares really quick and then we will get started. I think I'm getting quicker at sharing because I've kind of got the hang of it now. Really just my internet is being slow. It's thinking. Okay, here we go. So while I'm sharing, tell me where you're from. Good morning, Elaine. Where you're watching from, kind of what your skill level is. I'd love to hear how you're liking everything so far. And we will get cracking super quick here. My internet is just being super slow. Let's see. It's not wanting to go. Okay, here we go. Okay, almost there. We're close. Come on. So today, like I said, we're going to be working on adding box corners to our zipper pouch. There's a couple different methods, and today I'm going to do the method that I prefer. It is totally possible that you will prefer the other method, which we'll work on tomorrow. But I'm just going to do, you know, what you learned first is usually what you enjoy doing. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the one that I know and like to do the best. So it's my video and I get to do that. So tomorrow we'll do another method that I know that lots of people use and is probably maybe easier for you. So don't get too ingrained in this method because you might like tomorrow's better. I just have done this method forever, so that's why I like it better. And I just recently, literally maybe 2 months ago, learned how to do this other method. So that's why I'm stuck on the method that I have. So there was just a little confusion, I guess. I didn't actually go back and watch, but I guess I misspoke when on the video, maybe day 2, about adding tabs. So I just wanted to really quick show you the tabs so there's no confusion. We've got our zipper. The zipper is facing right side towards you. My fabric, this little scrap, is going to be facing right side towards me, so right side towards the zipper. And I've just placed it just a little bit above this tab here. So we're really quickly going to we're going to sew. And you can do this with your regular foot or your zipper foot. Your zipper foot's probably better so it doesn't get caught on that tab. We're going to sew. So now we've sewn it on this way. It's attached now. And then all you're going to do is flip the fabric up. And sometimes I like to just press it right there with my fingers. And you're going to top stitch right there. So you'll end up with 2 tabs. Hi, Nicole. You'll end up with 2 tabs that are facing, the right side is facing the same way as the pull. So this is all now the right side up, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to quickly go over that to make sure everybody was on the same page because it was confusing, I guess, the other day. So if you're new, if you haven't been watching, we're doing 30 days of zippers. If you click on the blog link in the description, you can find the first 4 days. And we've been building, so I'm not going to spend too much time on the things that we've already worked on. Share this post to your page so you can find it, or check out the post, or check out the blog post and you can see all the other videos, and this one will be on there later too. So you can either you can go and pin the blog post so you can find all the videos, or share this to your page so you can come back and watch it later if you have questions about things that that we worked on before today. So we're ready. Now we've got our zipper. I'm going to use the same for most. I've been using the same size. So we have 8.5 inch squares. So our zipper from this to this, where the pull goes, is 6 inches. And then we've got another inch on either side. So I cut this to 8 inches and our zipper is 6 inches. So that's the dimensions. And then this is probably 2 inches here. But we'll trim a lot of that off, you'll see. So that's the dimensions on this. Then we've got our fabric. which I've got. This is Free Spirits. It's linked in the post above. Really pretty. This is an 8.5-inch square, and I've already attached an 8-inch square of the ThermaWeb fusible fleece onto the back because this is what I like. There's been discussion, and yes, there are other things you could use. I like this because it attaches. It's not going anywhere. It's easy to work with, and it adds some good structure. You can do this without the fleece. You don't have to have the fleece, but I like the fleece. So I've got two 8.5-inch squares with an 8-inch square of fusible fleece on the back. I've got two more 8.5-inch squares. This is like vintage. My mother-in-law gave me this. It doesn't have a name. See, it's pretty see-through. It's old. I mean, is 80s vintage? Not really, but I guess. I don't know. This is old fabric. So I don't have a link for you. It's just a polka dot, light blue polka dot. So that's what I'm using. Also 8.5 inches. So I've got four 8.5-inch squares, a 6-inch zipper with about 2 inches of fabric on either side. So we'll get started. Most of the steps are exactly the same until we get to the end. Hi Joyce, Ashley, yes, I'm excited for box corners. It's so fun. I love doing them. So we're gonna get started. So this goes the same way. We've got our zipper. Our zipper is right side up. Our first outside piece of fabric with the fleece is right side down. So it'll look like this. Now you can see the zipper is down. Good morning, Greta. So the pull is down, so the zipper is facing the wrong way, and the fabric is the right way. And we've got this centered for the most part on our fabric there. And we're ready to sew. So we've got our zipper foot on. I like to put the foot so that it's to the right of the needle and the needle is to the left of the foot. That's just the way I prefer it, because then all our fabric is over here off the side and we're not having to cram it through this part of the machine. Oops, you gotta... So you're going to use your zipper foot and sew as close to the zipper as you can. When you get close to the pull here, you're going to just lift it up and move it out of the way. You don't want to sew by it because then it'll cause it to curve a little bit. Alright. Oh, you guys, this is standard for me. I can't just have a video where something doesn't go wrong. Hi, Lynn. You haven't missed too much. My bobbin just ran out, so I've got a bunch more here. I'm just gonna pop another one in. Okay, so we almost got to the end. I'm almost made it. Just gonna pop over where we already did it real quick. All right, so then, good morning, Charlene. Okay, so there we've got this first side of our zipper is on. We've got a lot of extra here. Hi, Anna Paula. Like that. Next, and I go over this much more in depth on one of the earlier videos, so you can hop on there if I'm going too quickly, because I'm going a little bit more quickly because we've already covered this in the previous days. So now, this is the front, what will be the outside of our bag, and we're going to flip it over. You've got the wrong side of your zipper, the right side of your lining fabric, and you're going to line it up here, and with the top. And then, and usually you guys have seen me clip, but I don't usually do that when it's just me. So now you're seeing how I really sew. I'm lazy. So we're just going to set this down here. And so I flipped it over. I'm sewing on the other side so I can see the line that I've already created, and I'm just sewing right over the line that I've already done. Then here I can feel my pull. I'm going to stop and move my pull out of the way, and then come back and keep sewing along the line that I've already got. All right, and that's one side. Okay, so there we go. Now you can see we sewed over this line twice, and we've got this back line. What you'll be left with is this. It'll look like this. So you can see. Now, you're gonna top stitch right here to keep the fabric away from the zipper, and that'll give it a nice clean look. You can do this with your 1/4 inch foot too if you're scared or if you think it's too hard to sew a straight line with your zipper foot, because it's not, I just never can get it as straight with my zipper foot as with my 1/4 inch. But I'm not going to stop and make you watch that. Okay. So now we've got it top stitched. You can see that gives it just a nice flat look there. Hi Heidi, I'm so glad you're here. If you guys are wanting to make sure you can catch me live, in the post, somewhere on this post, it seems to be different for everyone, you can hit turn on notifications, so that way Facebook will tell you. It'll be like, oh, so Alicia's live, and you'll be like, okay, I'm ready, I'm gonna go watch. Okay, so the next step, we've got our right side facing up again. We're gonna take our second outside piece and line it up. I like to have my zipper in the middle, so you might know. Our second outside piece, and line it up along the top of the zipper. Use your sides again here to keep everything, these should all be straight in line with each other and lined up here. I'll give it, this is where you'll pin. Okay, and then you'll flip over and do this side. Hi Phyllis, thanks for watching. And now we're going to just, same thing, so as close to the zipper as you can. Stop and move my pole. It's kind of trickier when there's lots of layers of fabric to find where that pole is. Who knows where it went? To find the right side of it. Okay. All right. Jacqueline, I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm trying to bring some of the younger crowd in. It doesn't have to be scary, and this is such a fun pastime that we can't let it die, right? Okay, so here's what we've got. Now we've got that. We're ready to add the lining piece. So now you can see we've got our lining is facing up. The zipper is wrong side down. We're going to take our other lining, right side down. Lining right side down on the wrong side of the zipper. So this is the wrong side. See, the pull is underneath here, which reminds me, I'm going to just move to the middle because that's where I like it. So the pull is under. This is the wrong side. The right side of the fabric goes right down, and you're lining it up with, so it's all squared here. You can give it a clip or a pin. Phyllis, you can watch later. What I recommend is share this right now, click share, and it will go to your timeline, and then you can find it on your timeline later. If you try and come back to my page later, it will probably be lost. But you can also, if you click in the description, if you look in the description, I've linked a blog post where I've been putting all the links to all of my live videos, so you'll be able to go back and watch them live. Come on. There we go. So you'll be able to find all of the videos rather than just the ones. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now we put this side up. We're going to sew over the line we've already done. We're almost getting to the new boxed part, so get excited. Okay, here's my pole. Find it in the many layers of fabric. Oop, lost that one. All right. Hi, Linda. I try and get to all your comments as you're doing them, but sometimes I'm sewing or I don't see them and there's a little lag, so I'm not ignoring you, I promise. I'm trying to get there. Okay, so this is what we've got. This is what it looks like. We've got both attached now, and we're going to top stitch on this side like we did on the other side. We'll just pull everything away from the zipper. Angry. Don't be angry. There we go. All right. So, here we go. Now we've got it all top stitched. Yeah, sewing, laundry's overrated. Sewing is so much more fun. I actually was like, hey, honey, can you start the laundry while I do my live video? So I think I got out of that one today. Okay, so now we're ready. The steps, this is the same steps. We're not to the new part yet. This is the same steps as yesterday. What you're gonna do, let me trim up some of this. I've got quite a lot of extra thread going here, and you can trim off those tabs now. And then you have a lot less thread and everything. Elaine, you can, once this is done, it will be on my page and you can start it from the very beginning. Okay, so we're gonna start, like I said a few times before, we're gonna start on the side here where the zipper meets. I like to push it out towards the outside of the bag, and then I'm gonna clip that in place. I threw all my clips earlier and now they're all on the floor now. So start that, and then this side, also pushing out towards the outside lining fabric. You could totally go in. It's a personal preference. Seriously, it's either way. This is not a huge deal. So then we're gonna pin all the way around. And then the next step here on the bottom, okay, so we've got that one pinned. So what, here on the bottom of the square, what will be the very bottom of the lining of the bag is where we are going to mark a spot where we will not sew. So leave yourself a good, I mean, I'm not great at measurements, but a good 6, 8 inches, whatever that is. Not 8, because this is 8 inches, right? So a good 6 inches, 5 inches. And then we're gonna sew, we're ready to move away from our zipper foot. Zipper foot is going in with the clips, you guys, okay? So tomorrow when I'm looking and can't find it, it's in here, okay? I'm trying to put it away, I really am. Maria, I've got, if you click on the blog post above, I've linked the machine that I use. There's so many good ones. It's really just a personal preference, but if you click up there, you can see the machine that I've used. It's in the supply list for all the posts, all the videos. It's in the description. I don't know if that's above or below where you're watching right now. So now I'm just gonna go around all 4 sides, but leaving that section open. So today, like I said, we're doing the box corner that I know and learned first. I taught myself to sew, and so many years ago I learned this corner on, I think it was on YouTube or probably YouTube. I couldn't even tell you what video it was now. But I taught myself this corner many years ago, and then it was just recently at the Cricut Make-a-thon, like literally like 2 months ago, that I learned how to do another one that we'll work on tomorrow. I want to show you guys something fun tomorrow. with that. Okay. I got a little bit back here, so I'm gonna go there. Okay. I'm gonna, I'm just gonna go back and do a little bit more of this corner just to, because I need a little more for what we're about to do. Okay, so now we are ready to move on to the next part, and I want to make sure you guys can really see what we're doing here. So, let me get my ruler here. So the next part, we, it's going to be kind of tricky to do with the lining, and my zipper's only halfway open. There we go. Okay, now what we're going to do is you're going to take your pouch and you're going to open it up, not turning it out, just open it up so that this seam, the bottom seam of the outside piece, lies flat. It's a little bit harder to see with this fleece on, but you want it to come open and flat. Do I have the right? What am I doing here? Here we go. Okay, so you want to open it up so this lies flat. So it should kind of get that kind of look, and then you can start flattening out this corner. And you want to try and make this seam meet up with this seam. You can't really see, but you kind of just do it by feel. And it'll have a way that it kind of wants to lie. See, mine wants to turn that way. So that's fine. Most of the time I let it do what it wants to do. So it's going to lie flat like that. Here's what the other side of that looks like. It lies flat into a point. That bottom corner is a point, and you're going to just have to try and ignore the fleece and work with just the fabric. But this is what it should look like, and this is a good moment when pins are nice. So I'm just going to pin that in place. So I've pinned it flat like that. I'm going to pin the other one as well. When you let go, it's going to kind of look like that. I'm going to pin the other one flat. See, I'm pushing the seams together. And again, it wants to lie that way. Of course it wants to lie the other way. I'm not going to let it because I want it to lie the same way as this one. So my seam goes down here. So I'm going to pin it here like this. And now to make them even, what we're going to do is we're going to take our ruler, have to kind of smush it down a little bit. You're going to take your ruler and pick, I usually do like 2 inches. Pick the spot where it's 2 inches across. So if you can see that, I'm going to pick right here where it measures on the diagonal here is 2 inches. Can you see how it's 2 inches there? And that is where I'm going to sew. So I know that it's about a 1/4 inch from my, it's a 1/4 inch from my pin. So I'm going to use my foot to measure that. So I know that I want to be a 1/4 inch in from that pin, and I'm just going to sew a straight line, and I'm going to back stitch a little bit to make sure I get all of it. Like that. So here's what we're going to look like. So it should look like this. Okay? And now you're going to do the same thing, and you want to measure again so you've got even corners. So we're going to take our ruler and measure where this hits 2 inches. So 2 inches is right here. And again, I'm about a 1/4 inch from my pin. So you can mark with a pencil I would recommend that. Come on. It got funky. I started it funky. All right. And it's on the pin. Okay. So here's our second one. So now you can see this is the bottom, what the bottom of the pouch looks like right now. So if you're new to this, and I did this for a long time, you can turn it out and make sure that it's right, or you can, and then when you get better and you're more brave, you just lop it off. Gone. That corner's gone. Gone. Okay, so this is what it'll look like now. So the bottom is flat. We've got the two sides that look like this, and that is that. You can do the same thing on the bottom here. It's going to be a little bit wonkier because it's the lining. You don't have to box the lining. I think it'll naturally fall in. You don't have to, but we will, just to show you what it looks like. So okay, and then we'll do this on the other side as well. So I gave myself some extra room here, and our seam's going to fall that way. Again, I'm trying to line up this side seam with this bottom seam. That'll make it look nice when it's finished. That's mostly important on the outside. I'll show you why. Okay, so again, this is what our lining will look like. And remember, we still have this hole here. We're going to have to close that up. So give it the old choppy choppy. Get rid of all that extra fabric because it's not going to want to turn out. Okay? So this, like I said, this is the way I like to do it. There is another method, and we'll do that tomorrow. But I wanted to show you how I like to do it. Now we're ready to just stick our hand in and go ahead and turn the whole thing out. Yay, it's going to be so pretty. Okay, and then we're just going to push it open here. Oh, I mostly got it lined up. I love when I do that. I was kind of hurrying, so I wasn't sure it would work. Okay, I'll just show you the boxed corner because that's the funnest part, to make sure that it worked. Come on. Just kind of have to wiggle the seams. There's a lot going on in there with the fleece and everything. Okay. Everybody's watching so intently, there's no comments. So now you can see we've got our box. So you can kind of see where this seam, it's kind of dark, this seam mostly lines up with this seam here, and then this seam lines up with this seam, and that's our boxed corner. So you can see now it'll sit, it's going to sit up, which is really nice. The last step we want to do is just to finish the inside lining. Okay, so it's a little bit, it's just exactly the same as we've done in all our other linings. I just like to kind of give it either edge a pull, and the fabric kind of falls where it wants to go. Let me just push these. And then we're just gonna sew right there. Okay, and try and get as close to it as possible. You're not really gonna see this lining, so it's really just not a huge deal. This is gonna be inside, no one's gonna look in there. They're gonna be like, look at this box corner, you made this? They're not gonna look at the lining, right? Okay. And if they do, then you grab it back and run and be like, I didn't want to make you anything anyways. That's what I would do. So, if they're complaining about the stitch in the lining. All right, so, and now you can see, try and move it so it's in the light a little bit more. There's our lining. Let's see, let me try and get it brighter for you. It's hard to see. You can see we've got the box corner in the lining as well. Can you see that? And you can't even see where we... Sorry, guys, I was getting a phone call. Forgot to turn it on Do Not Disturb. So, so can you see where we've got the lining in there? So that's our first box corner bag. And look, with the structure in there and the box corner, it'll just sit up. Come on, sit up on your own. I know you can. It's on the crooked thing on the desk here. My desk isn't level. There we go. And then, yeah. So remember, guys, turn on your notifications. I'm going to throw this I'm going to throw the link for this video into the blog post that's in the description so that you can find it. You can find all the supplies that I've used. Also, I'm going to put in the comments here, there's a Facebook Live sewing group where all my bloggy friends are sharing all their live videos so that you can see them too. Not just me sewing, but them. And then this one turned out so cute. I love it. So remember, I'm gonna stuff these and donate them to Ronald McDonald House. I've got some fun stuff to stuff them with. So that's today's bag. Love it. So excited. Okay. So yeah, turn on your notifications. We'll be here again tomorrow, same time. And yeah, ask your questions. I'm happy to answer. All the previous links for the other videos are in the description. There's the blog post where I've put everything. All my supplies, everything are listed and linked in there so you can find them. Because I want you to be able to find it all. So let me know if you have questions, and thanks so much for being here, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. We'll do the second. Uh-oh. Why are we angry? I don't know. We'll do the second. What's with all the angry faces? Tomorrow we'll do the second box corner that I know. It always makes me nervous when people start getting angry. Did I do something or? Oh, there's some hearts. Okay, well, all right. Well, I guess I will see you guys tomorrow and we'll get to work. All right, bye.